All right, let's go. How are we doing? Huh? Boy, the camera is all to the other direction today. That's okay. We'll just leave it there for today. So, how are we doing on this cold? My ears are cold Tuesday morning. Yes, Tuesday. That's right. So, what the hell happened last night in the NHL? A few games. Uh, you saw the Devils beat the Wings 4-3. That's good news. The Lightning beat the Flyers 3-0. That sucks. The Rangers beat the Blues 3-2. The Capitals beat the Jackets 5-1. Panthers got 8 on the Preds. As we know, the Kings 2-1 over the Senators. That was a good one. And the Mammoth beat the Knights 5-1. So where that puts everything is the Lightning in first place, 28 points. The Wings at 27. Senators and Bruins at 26. Panthers and Canadians at 25. And a little bit of separation now is starting to appear with the Sabres at 22 and the Leafs at 21. Over in the Metro, Hurricanes 30, Devils 29, Islanders 28, Capitals 26, and then not much separation there. Penguins, Flyers, Jackets at 25, and the Rangers, who won a game, are at 24 points. So right now, the Panthers are 1 point out of a playoff spot, but we are 1 point out of a playoff spot along with 1, 2, 3, 4 other teams. So it's still pretty damn tight. Hey, Jameson, how you doing, buddy? Silva says Rahigi getting a goal was not something. Come on, chat. Okay, Rahigi getting a goal was not something I had on my bingo board last night. You got to figure that would have been the second time. We scored 8 the other week, and now we got 8 last night. Finally, he couldn't miss that. He couldn't miss that one. Real says, nice win. Also, I hope everyone liked that Verhage goal because he might not score again until next year. He made a New Year's joke. Hungry says, we have a new copy posted about the Panthers somehow making Rantanen smash people into the glass. Oh, my gosh. That I got to see. Hey, Rosado. Hey, thank you, Svela. Thank you, John. Hamburger Hut. Thank you, bud. Said, did I have coffee this morning? I did have some coffee. I didn't have a good night. I didn't get to bed till almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I could not fall asleep. But I had a meeting at 11 o'clock this morning, and so I'm here. But yes, I've had some coffee. I got a little bit of green tea and Monster right here. Greg says it's the Oprah playoff scenario. Everyone gets a chance to get in. I didn't even look at the Western Conference. I didn't even look at the West. You dummy. The Avs have won 9 straight, 37 points. The Stars at 30, the Wild at 28, the Mammoth at 27. And then some separation. Jets and Blackhawks at 24, Blues at 20, Preds at 16 points. Damn. Pacific has the Ducks at 29, the Kraken and Kings at 28, the Knights at 27, and then Sharks, Oilers at 25, Canucks 20, and Flames 19. Although the teams are not what we would have expected in certain spots, at least the Western Conference is normal in terms of separation. Hey, Pacharo. I'm going to be at the Panthers versus Flames Friday. Hey, very cool. Be in a VIP section. All right. Hey, Great White. Get the fish hook out of my mouth. Let's go. I know it's early. It's early, man. Tommy says 6 more easy games coming. We need to stack some points for sure. When am I coming down? But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's I've said what I'm hoping for in February, but we shall see. We'll just see what happens, just like last year. Shine says, so the key to that for Hagee, guys, to have him in all alone. He couldn't miss that. It would have been, he would have not been allowed on the team bus. Absolute Real says, God bless everyone on Hockey Reddit. Yeah, send me the link, Hungry. John wants to know, why are bluefish so angry? I've seen more than one surfer lose a toe back in the day when they would surf around Oliver Inlet. And, bluefish just go through the water and all they do is eat. And surfers dangling their feet off of the board. Boom, goodbye, big toe. Bye-bye. I've seen it more than once. Last Man says Cats are only 3 points out of first, 60-something more games to play. I think it's 60, right? Yesterday was 22. Yeah, so exactly 60 games left to play. Hey, Colin, how you doing, buddy? Email sent. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get this link to this story here. Did you send it? Did you send it to Flying Fluffy or to Just Real Coaching? Did you send it to the Just Real Coaching? No, here it is. Okay. Let's see here. Let me copy that. This should be fun. Come on, copy it now. All right, you know what? Just open it up here and then come over here and then copy that and come back over here. Okay, now we're going to go to Twitter. Have I seen France's Olympic jerseys? No, they look like crappy T-shirts you would get at a theme park. No, I have not seen those. All right, let me see this thing that Hungry sent me. And let me see. This is NHL Department of Safety. It says Dallas's Mikko Rantanen has been automatically suspended for one game. Okay. And so what this person say? Let's see. Okay, let me share this. Let's see here. Share the screen. Boy, computer's working a little bit slow here. All right. So, all right. Well, we'll just. Which tab am I sharing? Oh, I see. I got this stuff open all over the place. Okay. So this is from the NHL player safety. Dallas's Mikko Rantanen is automatically suspended for one game under Rule 23.6 physical infractions category. In regular season league games, any player who incurs a total of 2 game misconduct penalties in the physical infractions category before playing in 41 consecutive regular season games without such penalty shall be suspended automatically for the next league game of his team. So, and the response here is from this person who is Alexandra, and I think I've seen this person before. Am I the friend that's too woke if I say that this is the reputation that the Panthers are making and it's causing other teams to be legitimately violent, except the Panthers get away with it for some reason? What? So, and I can't imagine what the comments. Yeah, bringing the Panthers into everything is the definition of rent-free, right? Wow. Yeah, this is our good buddy Jeff says we always wanted to be hated this much. I hope it lasts forever. Let me give him a like there. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, Alligator says the Panthers caused Mikko Rantanen to drive someone's head into the boards. The Panthers are the reason why NHL hockey teams are becoming aggressive, not the fact that hockey has always been a violent and aggressive sport. That's wild, man. That's it's hockey. Exactly. Yeah, guys, we're finally a good enough team to live rent-free. Ain't that the truth? Oy vey. Real says, I think they're revealing the USA jerseys on the Today Show tomorrow. Oh, that's right, for the Olympics. I was thinking Winter Classic. I got that. Let me see. Let me scroll here to what I missed here a little bit. John says it was great for AJ Greer to step up last night. Yeah, he's playing well. Would I ever do a travel vlog with Kyle? I don't think a travel vlog with me would be a lot of fun. I get motion sickness after about 90 minutes in the car. I don't know how much fun that would be. Tommy says, Jaws, Charlie McAvoy is at the hospital same time as his baby son. So you mean his wife had a baby at the same time he's there? Exactly, Goat Slayer. Verhage got a goal. All's right in the world. Oh, what do we got? Holy crap. Thank you, Great White. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, bud. Great White says, great win last night. Jaws is Stamkos' best days over. Oh, yeah. He's a ghost of himself. I don't even know if he's a ghost of himself. He doesn't even look like the same guy. And I'm going to say kind of the same thing for Marchessault. Marchessault looks a little bit fat, if you want to know the truth. But, anybody asking for Stamkos to be on this team ain't watching enough hockey, in my opinion. Because first of all, we're playing our fourth line is we're in good shape, and you wouldn't put Stamkos anywhere else. He's a ghost out there, and he's 35 years old. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a situation where he's going to suddenly turn it around. Not every player plays well to 37, 38 years old. He's 35. He's going to be 36 in a couple of months. And, he's played a lot of games. How many games has he played? 1,186. You know what I mean? He's played a lot of games. And when you consider the playoffs, he's got almost 1,200 games in the regular season and another 128 playoff games. He's toast, in my opinion. He has had a normal, natural drop-off at 40 goals, then 27, and now he's on pace for about 20, maybe. So, yeah, I have no interest in Stamkos on this team. Thank you again, Gary White. Thank you, brother. Hungry says, that's the new why would Sam Bennett do that, right? Like, now I will say, I did make a comment yesterday, and while I'm not defending what this person is saying on Twitter, what I did say yesterday was I wonder, hear me out. We know that there's been a lot more injuries going on here. You know what I mean? And what happens in every sport when a team starts to win, the other teams try to emulate that team. And I do wonder if some of the extra injuries that are going on have anything to do with teams trying to play a bit more physical because they're trying to play like the Panthers. Now, that's a separate issue from trying to say that Rantanen did that because somehow Florida gets away with it. I mean, we don't get away with that stuff any more than the next guy. But I do wonder if the propensity for injuries, probably a little bit having to do with Four Nations, a lot of, and the Olympics now, a lot of hockey crammed into a shorter period of time. But, we've seen players like Kachuk, right? His body is really not built to go around knocking people around and taking that abuse back on himself. And I think he's kind of figured that out at this point. So I just wonder if any percentage of the extra injuries are because teams are trying to play that playoff style in the regular season. Hey, Zach, how you doing, bud? Hey, that's cool, man. You've been busy with work. That's good. Hey, I appreciate that, buddy. I can't wait to open it and show it to everybody. And he's not talking about the Golden State Warriors. I haven't become a basketball fan. I reached out to that gentleman that you gave me his email, Zach. I haven't heard back from him. Maybe I should reach out to him again, or maybe have him check his junk mail. It's early, all right? What do you want? I didn't get to bed till 4. Tommy says, in Leafs Discord, they're calling this Department of Panther Safety, saying we are causing injuries this year by the crap we pull with Peros and McCauley. I mean, honestly, I just have empathy for those people. You know, they're the same people that, you know, I don't want to get political. We'll just leave it at that. But there's a certain percentage of the world population that's just always looking for a boogeyman. There's always somebody out to get them. There's always somebody's doing them wrong behind closed doors. That you, Kyle? Hey, come here for a second. Are you going to be good to go for those things, or do you not want to do it? You didn't look too chipper when I woke you up. I mean, we can get to the tree tomorrow, but it has to be tomorrow at the latest. And I can just go run an errand myself if that needs to be.
Yeah. I had been thinking that if I didn't have to get myself up and having to go to the gym.
Right. All right. Well, just make sure you find the stuff for me to pack and ship so I can do that when I'm done, okay?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay.
At that point.
All right, kid. Okay. All right. Rosado, you want to see me vomiting? I don't throw up. I don't get stomach nausea. I get head nausea. So I get dizzy and I can't function. It wouldn't make for good content. People would think I was faking it. Yeah, they call them prison rules, Paul, by Dangle. I know, I've heard that one. Bruno is still the coach. Yep. Yeah, exactly, Absolute. The Panthers are the first team to ever hit anyone in a hockey game. Yeah, he's not fat. He's just fluffy. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Silva's got another trade. The Panthers have sent 3 second-round picks, a 27th, 3rd, Jesper Boquist, Uvis Balinskis, Cooper Black, and Thomas Nosek to the Flames for Huberdeau and a 5th. What a steal. Did they at least eat all the salary? Oh, so Charlie McAvoy's son is in a children's hospital, unfortunately. Yeesh. Oh, I hope he's okay. Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy? Who's that? Who's KQ? We don't see Is that Simon? No, that's not Simon. Who's KQ? We don't see your name. We see your handle, unfortunately, because YouTube is stupid. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go. So I said Bill Lindsay the other night said we're 1 win behind the pace from the previous 2 years. That's what I said yesterday on a noon stream. Yeah, we talked about that. I went back and yeah, we were 2 points out of where we were last year. It was literally one difference in game. We had played the same number of games. We just had one more loss last year or this year. Scrolling down. Yes, Swaggy has scored a goal, communist. Ain't that finally the truth? Hungy says probably a combination of high intensity play, less rest because of 4 nations, players trying to earn Olympic spots and what I mentioned. That's another good point. The players trying to earn Olympic spots, which explains why Bennett isn't playing well. He's trying to get kicked off the Olympic team. Yeah. I know they said this day would never happen. At least he didn't blow it, because wide open alone. Boy, the Saros was bad, and I know that goal wasn't on Saros, but the both goalies, but especially Saros, look very, very disinterested. Like, they don't look like, not saying they don't care, but the whole team was just listless. Hey, Simon. So, yeah, we're a quarter of the way through. I'm content with where we are. I mean, of course, we'd like to be better, and we could be. I mean, we could be in first place. Where are we? What do we got? 25. So with the right games, we could actually be in third place on Thanksgiving. Let me see. What do we got today? No, that's yesterday. What's today? Today there's only one game. It's Tuesday. There's only one game. Stars Oilers at 9:00. You stupid NHL. What are you doing? Why only have one game? Watch, tomorrow's going to be like a million games. Yep, there it is. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's one game tonight and 15 tomorrow. Oh. And the game tonight is Stars Oilers that starts at 9:00. So basically, there's, for all intents and purposes, no hockey to watch tonight if you're on the East Coast. Then tomorrow, Rangers, Hurricanes, Sabres, Penguins, Bruins, Islanders, Jets, Capitals, Leafs, Jacket, Flyers, Panthers, Flames, Lightning, Predators, Wings, Blues, Devils, Wild, Blackhawks, Sharks, Avalanche, Canadians, Mammoth, Senators, Golden Knights, Canucks, Ducks, and Stars and Kraken. So we could, if the Senators lose and the Canadians, the lead they're playing, we could end up in third place on Thanksgiving. Wouldn't that be a piece of cheesecake? Hungry, yeah. Perro says the most loyal 33 games played. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I hear you, Craig. Fry says Leaf fans are Cowboy fans, but 10 times worse. At least the Cowboys won something in the last 35 years. Cowboys had to deal with Leon Lett, though. So that was a problem. Hungry says if the Leafs don't make the playoffs, Dangle will turn into Alex Jones before the end of the season. Oh, good question, Communist. Good question. He's asking about Verhaeghe's shot percentage. Come on now. What we got? Carter? Wow, 6.1. That shows you how few shots he's taken. Did he take more than one shot last night? It must have been. Yeah, he took 2 shots last night. He took 2 shots last night and one went in. So his shot percentage now went up from 4.3, I believe, to 6.1. Is that what we said? Yeah. Good question. He needs one more goal to be back to where he was last year at 8.3. Great White. Yeah, I don't think he got enough sleep. I got him up at 10 to 12. I was going to take him to the gym, go get our Christmas tree, but he didn't sound real lively. So I'll just run to the gym in the store myself. Hungry. Hey, Kenneth, go Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys. Hey, thank you, John. Thank you, bud. Thank you, buddy. Says, is Kyle going to be bald when he's my age? I don't think so. I believe he's going to have the hairline of my uncle and his uncles on his mother's side. It's interesting because my mother's brother and my ex-wife's brothers look very similar. They're all over 6 foot. They got the dirty blonde hair. And Kyle will lose. He'll go back in here, but all of this will stay pretty strong. So he'll probably rock a widow's peak. Looking at his hairline, I think that's what's going to happen. He's not, he's already started receding a little bit. He's 26. But I don't think he's going to be bald like me. So it says, so missing Barkov, Kachuk, Kulikov, an entire fourth line and having 2 additional ghosts only equals 2 less points. Exactly, Silva. It's exactly it. Hey, Tommy James. Yeah, Team USA. I don't know what. That's right. It was Hellebuck's injured now. Before I say anything, let's see. What? No, not that. Come on, stupid computer. Here we go. So, what about, that's what I thought. What about Spencer Knight? What about Spencer Knight as the USA's goaltender? 238 and a 924. What about Spencer Knight? He's young. He's not going to be exhausted. His numbers are spectacular right now. Comment says, I saw a video on social media and somebody was pointing out how the Cats have so many empty seats. Pointed out to him that it's a cancer survivor night and the Leafs player hadn't made it to their seats. Oh, man. That's rough. Yeah, the Flyers are definitely better. It's not going to be an easy thing. Hey, Deborah. So I got the drawing, and we've got a few things that we're going to be opening up maybe during the Black Friday stream. So I want to get this. We've got your drawing. I've got some cards that somebody sent, and I think I got something else too. So look for that on somewhere on the Black Friday stream. And, I'll cut a portion out so that you'll be able to find where that is. I can't wait to open it. But, it was in the mailbox yesterday. Shines. Yeah, we've been a little bit – the short side has been a little bit of a problem the last few days for sure. Hungry says, unlike previous years, though, this time – all those empty seats have been paid off by season ticket holders. Even if they don't show up, they still count for attendance. Yeah. Real says, crazy thing is the Lightning, Wings, and Bruins are tied for the most regulation wins in the division with 13, but then we're second with 12. Yeah, we just haven't been able to get games to overtime. Yeah. So I just wants to know what I think about Tarasov. So, yeah. If Tarasov continues to play this way, what I would like to see happen is 2 years. I'd like to see a 2 or a 3 year Bob extension, and then Tarasov maybe a 2-year extension. And then that way, kind of like for a hot minute, we had Bobrovsky, Drieger, and Spencer Knight. That way, as the seasons progress, if somebody, gets dinged, one of the goalies gets dinged, Cooper Black can get called up, get a game here or there, and give him, he still needs some development. So the hope would be maybe 2 more years, this year, 2 more years of Bob, maybe 3, but I kind of feel like it's going to be this year and 2 more years. And then have Tarasov there as a bridge to Cooper Black. Because let's be realistic. By the time we get to this year in 2 more years, right? Let's be honest here about the age of these guys. So Oh, we're not going to get the ages. So you got Marchand. We already know he's older. Sam Reinhart is already 30. Lundell will still be young. Verhaeghe's already 30. Jones, I believe, is already 31. Evan Rodriguez, I think, is 30 or 31. 32. So that's Forsling is no young whippersnapper anymore either. He's 29, right? Let's see. Greer, Bennett. I know Bennett, I believe, is 28 or 29. He's 29. So my point being, after this season and 2 more seasons, we have a very, very veteran team of guys that are going to be 32, 33, 34. I think that's where your window starts to get a little tight. And so maybe at that point, that's when you would start some kind of a transition from Bobrovsky to hopefully Cooper Black. A lot can happen in between then and now, unless Tarasov develops into a stud. And that's possible. But yeah, I'd like to see some consistency there. We've been bringing in guys over and over and over again. We should have the cap space to give Tarasov a decent extension just to have some stability there. I think it's time. And yeah, that's what I would love to see happen anyway. And Thomas, yeah, the Preds are bad. It's just a bad time, a bad team. Tommy says the Overdrive crew called the Leafs acquisitions terrible, and now all Leaf fans want Stolarz gone. I mean, I'm sure that they would find a taker for Stolarz. I'm sure the Edmonton Oilers would be very happy to take Stolarz off their hands. No questions asked. What website do I use to see the previous year standing up to a certain date? Let me see where that was. NHL standings. What did I get to yesterday? What was it? It was this one. It was, I'll put a link in the chat. This one's pretty easy to navigate, Hungry. I'm posting the comment. I'm posting the link right now. That's pretty easy to navigate. There you go. Cooley got 4 goals last night just so Carter needs to pick up his socks. Great Whites. My dad bald? Yeah. Yeah. My grandfather, my dad, we all went bald the same exact way. Patchy. I held on to my hair a little bit longer than my dad did. But when it was time, it just like I got shocked by a nuke. Like 1 year I had a decent head of hair, and then by the end of the next year, it was just bye, gone. Vancouver said that Quinn Hughes is available to trade this season at the deadline. Wow. That would be interesting. Hey, Simon. Do I think yeah, I believe we make the playoffs this year. I'd be surprised if we didn't. Real says trade the Canucks, Boquist and Petrie for Hughes. Sure. Why not, right? So a family friend is something that he'd be trading soon. Yeah, if he goes to the Devils, that's a problem. Thomas says, what about Ottinger, starting goalie for Team USA? How's his numbers? How's he playing right now? Let's see. Is he not? I thought maybe he was hurt too. There's so many guys that are hurt right now. I mean, he's got a 902 and a 272. I mean, Spencer Knight's numbers are way better. I know Otter's got some experience, but with these injuries, I'd love to see Knight get a chance. Otter's numbers are okay-ish. Real says Hellebuck will get the start unless he's not healthy. You heard chatter about Jonathan Quick being possibly the third goalie overnight. Man, that could happen, I guess, because it would be Quick's last chance Knight deserves it. I'd love to see that for him, to go from the player assistance program to the Olympic team in a couple of years. That would be awesome to see. Craig says short side goalies have been targeted more so far this year. They'll adapt and stop it more. I mean, there's a couple of ugly ones. The last one that Bob gave up, like I said, he was not having a great night, but it was a perfectly placed shot over that shoulder. You know. Hungry says, so I cracked why this season is looking the way it is. Last year league-wide total OTLs up to this point 67. This year 102. That's 35 extra points that didn't exist last season. That's an excellent point. Wow. That's a really good point, Hungry. That's a lot. That is a almost 50% increase. Now, what's causing that? That's the question. Because you don't get a 50% increase in a statistic like that for no reason in a bubble. That's an interesting one to research. So it says, should we be trying to retool after Bob's next contract is up? It'll happen. It'll happen. Look, we've got little pieces, right? You got Lundell, you got Samoskevich, Devine. We got to keep them. We already lost Sordiff, but I get it. You're still trying to win cups. My hope is that, I mean, even next year, we're not going to have room for all the guys that we would want to have. Barkov, Reinhart, Verhaeghe, Bennett, Kachuk, Samoskevich, Lundell, Luosterainen, Marchand. So now, even if you don't keep Nosek, maybe you put Schwint there. You got Greer and Gadjevich, right? Well, I haven't said Boquist. I haven't said Rodriguez. I haven't said Jack Devine. Like, we don't have room for the guys that we have. So the key here is to not have to keep trading away our young guys to give them opportunities elsewhere. That's why Spencer Knight's gone. That's why Sordiff is gone. So hopefully we don't have to go the same route with Devine. But yeah, Silva, at some point, when your whole team is 32 or above, you know, when the core is that age, will Lundell, Samoskevich, Devine be enough youth to keep that core valid? Maybe depending on the goaltending. I'd love to see. I mean, Tarasov looks obviously nothing like he looked in his previous years. That's for sure. Eyes. Yeah, that's what somebody was mentioning yesterday, that we were calling him Deputy Dan, Deputy Doofy. Oh, boy, that's a good remember. That's a good memory. That's a good memory, Mike. Deputy Doofy. Real says, if the Oilers get Stolarz, I'm going to be sick. Silva says, resident Vancouver fan here. Management said everyone but Hughes was available. Oh. Hey, wow, that's wild, though. How many points do I think we're going to need to get in? That's a good question. Just based on where we are now, let's see, 26 points is in. 3, that's 60, that's 78. 78, and then that would be 6, and that would be 72. Like, that can't be right. Because when you look at it, the teams that are in the wild card spots right now, the Bruins have 26 points in 24 games. The Capitals have 26 points in 23 games. I mean, that is barely like a 90-point pace. It really is. And you've got all these teams at about that. So, I mean, 92 could conceivably get in. I think 95 or 96 is going to guarantee somebody a spot. But we could legitimately have a bunch of teams in the high 80s and low 90s in that last couple of weeks. 92 might be pushing it. 94 and 95, I think, is where we're going to end up. Hey, Vincent. Says, what reason do you need? Your teams have arrived. Prime team's still here, and the Leafs have fallen almost to perfection. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So yeah, is that rain? Is that raining and I gotta go out to the store? Yeah, that's nice. Now it's raining. That's fantastic. Simon, I'm gonna be posting a schedule tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me. Tomorrow I'm gonna post a schedule that'll let everybody know what we're doing on Thursday and Friday. Friday is gonna be a wild day. Let me just tell you. Friday is gonna be. I'm gonna try to see if I can get some guests for Friday to try to make things a little bit more exciting. Matthias will be here. I got to call him later too. Vincent says you're still waiting for Rehage's trade in December. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The dude had more points than Bennett in the playoffs last year. Like, who's going to replace those points? You know? But let's put it this way, Vincent. If they get the word that Barkov says, hey, I'm going to be back first week of March, and I know that that's a big if, but if they get the word that he's going to be back 6 weeks before the end of the season and somebody has to go, you could either send Boquist and Rodriguez out or just for Hagee. You know, again, I'm not saying I want to trade any of those guys, but we'll see, man. We'll see. David says we should trade no one. The team is playing exceptional considering the injuries, and this time missed. Only going to extend careers once healthy. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. That's why I've just said from the beginning, I doubt that they would bring Barkov back early like that. But Vincent seems to think one of us is right. Vincent seems to think he might come back earlier. Boy, that would be a wild situation. Donna says, hey, guys, I think I was the one that named Daniel Deputy Daniel. Very cool. Yeah, maybe we'll make some shirts. No, David, nobody is running away from anybody. That's for sure. Kenny says there's going to be a lot of scoreboard watching by a lot of teams in the last few weeks. So let me see that here. I want to look at that from our new perspective. So let's look at March and April, because these are the games that are going to really decide what happens, right? So at the end of February, home and home. Okay, so we'll start with March. So we start March out on the road. Islanders, Devils, Jackets, Wings. All important games. Then we're at home. Wings, Jackets. So that's 6 in a row against teams that we're possibly competing for playoff seeding against. Then we go back out on the road for another late one. The Kraken, the Canucks, the Oilers, and the Flames. Yeah. Then we come back home for a couple of games against the Kraken and the Wild. Then we are on the road again for the Islanders and the Rangers on March 28th. Then we've got a home game against the Senators on March 31st. That's going to be an important one. And then when we get to April, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So our first game in April is on the 2nd. It's a home game against the Bruins. Then we have a road back-to-back, Saturday the 4th and Saturday the 5th at 5 o'clock and at 3 o'clock, or Saturday and Sunday, against the Penguins. A road back-to-back. Then we get one day off. Then we're on the road against the Canadiens, Senators, and Leafs. So leading up to that end of the season there, we have a 5-game road trip, including a back-to-back. And you got to figure we're going to be putzing around with the Canadiens and probably the Senators as well. And those games are going to have serious playoff implications if things continue the way they do now. And then the last 2 games are at home against the Rangers and then the Wings. So, yeah, there's a lot of important games there at the end of the season for sure. Real says for Hagee for Quinn Hughes. Okay, sure. David says Chucky comes back and we go on an 8 or 10 game winning streak. Y'all will start complaining about President's Trophy curses. No, we can't catch the Avalanche. Holy hell in a handbasket. They've got 50 points in 10 games as it is, man. Nobody is catching the Avalanche. Like, nobody's catching the Avs until the playoffs. I mean, again, right now, if the playoffs started, it would be a Colorado versus Utah first round. And all I would say on that is, boy, oh boy, oh boy, if you got an extra $100, just take the odds on Utah because that's going to pay out. Rosado says, when's the Blue Chew sponsor happening? Not exactly yet. Not exactly Blue Chew. I submitted my script for the new sponsor yesterday, so we'll be having it soon. Vincent says, but for Hagee was a permanent issue in the top line. He stops playing and Paul moves him around like crazy. Doesn't fit, which was okay. And he had a breakaway when he had breakaway goals by a dozen. Hey, look, I mean, you might be right. My concern is the locker room. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's always moving for Hagee around. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. Kenneth says, send the Checkers to the West Coast in March. No illnesses, right? But they're important games. It's a problem. Like, well, no, it's actually not. Well, I mean, you still need points, but yeah, the Kraken, Canucks, and then the Oilers and Flames is back-to-back. Now, the good news there is that we then have 3 days off in a row. We played Oilers and Flames on the 19th and 20th, and we don't play at home until the 24th against Seattle. So if they do get sick, I guess they get time. They have time to recover, right? David says that's truly a great thing. Better to have the toughest part of the schedule later when we are healthier. That's a good point. Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. Rosado. David says, barring injuries, only Edmonton has a shot at knocking out the Avs. Maybe Dallas, but they're really the best in the West. But our full healthy team beats the Avs in 6 or 7. I haven't watched the Avs play, so maybe I need to stream an Avs game to get a feeling for how they're playing. Rosado says 33 years ago today, Aladdin got released. Damn, I'm old, Rosado. Swash says the Western Canada trip worries me a lot, and the Eastern Canada trip. So where were we now in February? Obviously, we've just got the 3 games and then the 2 games at the end. In February, we managed to have 5 games and two back-to-backs. We played the Sabres on the 2nd, and then we're home against the Bruins on the 4th, and then on the road against Tampa on the 5th. and then there's the Olympic break, and then we come back at home, and we've got the Leafs on the 26th, and then the Sabres on the 27th. And then we have a couple of days off. No, we have the 1 day off. What's January like? Winter Classic is on the 2nd. I like how they say it's a neutral site. Oh my goodness graciousness. January can eat a bag of Cheerios. So you know how we have these 11 or 12 games at home? Well, guess what? So in January, we have the Winter Classic on the 2nd. And then we're home against the Avs on the 4th. And then at Toronto, at Montreal, at Ottawa, at Buffalo. Then we have 3 days off. And then we are at the Canes and at the Capitals. We come home. We have 1 game against the Sharks. Then we have another 2 days off. And then we are at Winnipeg, at the Wild, and at Chicago. We come home. We have 1 game at home against the Mammoth. And then we go back out on the road for 1 game against St. Louis. And then back home, I'm not making that up, for a game against the Jets. Holy hell in a handbasket. Let me share that page. Wow. As nice of a time as we're having right now, look at this. Winter Classic, Avs. Fantastic. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row. We leave for Toronto probably on the 5th, and we don't get home until, I guess, the night of the 17th. We get 1 day's rest. We got a home game, and then we got to go back out on the road for 3 more, including a back-to-back. Come all the way home, 1 game, all the way back out. What is this garbage? Why is it not Blackhawks, Blues, and then Mammoth at home? This is just asinine. Holy hell. So yeah, January looks like it could be fun. Vincent says, looks like you're seeing the schedule for the first time. I told you the start of the year is easy peasy. The whole starts later. That's the thing about when you get old, Vincent, is that I did a schedule review when it first came out, but when you get old, you don't remember that shit. So it's all brand new again. Every day, it's all brand new. Rosado, I will, here's what I say to you, Rosado. No. There you go, and I'll ban you the next time somebody says that in the chat. I will block you. Hey, Bill, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, Shafasi, January could make or break us. Yeah, Kachuk needs to come back. That's for sure. He needs to come back soon enough. Soon enough, Shafasi, we're in trouble. Yeah, take the over in the Avs game. Right, Kenneth? No doubt there. Weather's okay, Simon. It's cold. It's that time of year where it's cold, raining outside a lot now. We'll be all right. Rosario gave up on fantasy. I actually won my game. I won my game without a kicker and a defense. I won 69 to like 66 or something like that. Vince, I'm not complaining about it. It's actually an advantage. You can use your lack of memory as an excuse. Bill says, let's hope Verhaeghe's cold streak is over. It was a beautiful goal. He had to make that shot. We just couldn't have it any other way. You know, I mean, Greer had passed him up. What's Greer at now? I think 5 goals, 6 goals. Greer is at 6 goals and 3 assists. It's not bad, right? That's his career high. Yeah, and there's another guy Calgary had. He had 6 goals for Calgary, and then he had 6 goals for us last year in 81 games. And now he's got, but his shot percentage, holy crap. Greer's shot percentage is Reinhardt-esque. So previous to this year, 7.1, 7.6, 10.5, 7.0. Greer's shot percentage right now is 26.1. 26.1. Kenneth says, taking the Panthers to Winnipeg in January. Yeah. Yeah, it's not pleasant. It really isn't. I mean, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, Buffalo. I mean, how are they going to not get sick? And then as if that wasn't bad enough, like Minnesota, Winnipeg, Minnesota, Chicago, and then that one extra trip to St. Louis. Somebody messed with us there. That seems purposeful. Kenneth says, I won't even go to Winnipeg in January, and I live here. Right? Yeah, it's a special kind of. Would I re-sign Greer? I think we already did, Shafasi. I think we did, didn't we? A couple weeks ago, I thought. No, that was Gadjevich. That's such a good question then. I'd love to re-sign him. And, but he's bordering on reinventing himself as a third line guy. He's 28, and if he continues this pace and has 15, 20 goals, I don't know if we're going to be able to re-sign him because, you might at that point have to start giving a guy like Devine a chance. I'd love to see it, but I don't think he's going to just stick around for minimum wage again, if he continues this pace. It's good for him. This is probably at his age the only opportunity he would have. And if he gets 15, 20 goals, certainly he'd be worthy of a 4-year, a 4 by, $2.5, $3 million deal somewhere. Not everybody only can pay their fourth liners minimum wage, Who do I like more, Greer or Lomberg? Still love Lomberg. Vincent, it was Cunnin with Gregor and who was it? Who was it? Was Bohlquist on the fourth line? Or no, Bohlquist was. Yeah, I think maybe Bohlquist was on the fourth line. I think. Because it was Lundell, Marchand, Samoskevich, Bennett with Greer and Bohlquist. Yeah. I'm missing somebody. Devine. Yeah. Mythical says we do get a lot more flexibility on the cap space next year. No way we pay Bob 10. That's true. Vincent says limited samples. Here's the question: limited sample size. I know, but who would actually win a permanent place in the lineup for years to come? Samo or Devine? I mean, I kind of feel Samoskevich is already there, right? I feel Samoskevich is already there. I would like for us to find a way to keep Devine, and if that means losing Greer next year, it's tough. It's tough because you do need to every once in a while replace a guy and get younger. That's really a tough question. We haven't seen a whole lot of Devine and whatever he has offensively. I'd like to, it's unfortunate with Schwint because I would have liked to see how Schwint and Devine look together. Rosado, what's happening with Lundell? He's been silent. So Lundell is third on the team with 18 points, right? You got Marchand and Reinhart with 13 goals. And then behind that, you've got Greer, Rodriguez, and Lundell with 6. So I don't necessarily know if he's been silent. Looking at his game logs, he had a goal and assist against Edmonton. He had a goal against Vancouver. He had assists against Tampa. He had 3 assists against Washington. So in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games, he's only not had points in 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I don't feel like he's been all that silent. His ice time hasn't been as much. Interesting. He was averaging 21, 23, 20 minutes a night. And then the last 2 games, he's had 18 minutes and 16 minutes. But I bet you that's because they're probably giving Bennett more minutes now that he seems to be playing well. Let me see if that's accurate here. Game logs. No. I wonder who's getting the extra minutes. Good question. Yeah, you haven't heard anyone talking about him. Yeah, he's just he does what he does quietly. You know what I mean? He's just not that kind of flashy player. Craig says Lundell's down without E2. A little bit, but where Lundell is important, especially how's his face-off percentages doing. That's the biggest thing for Lundell. 53.9. So he's been taking a lot more of the bigger draws, obviously, and his face-off percentage has not gone down. So that's a good thing. Don't know what happened with the barbecue, Rosado. Don't know. Srafasi, yeah, I like to be able to see more Devine. It sucks it came at the expense of Schwint. Srafasi says, call me crazy, but I would give Uvis and Sabrango a look together. You're crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point that happened. If something, because Petrie, I'd be shocked if he played a full 82 and never got injured. That would be a scary situation because that puts Balinskis in the smart veteran category for that pairing. That would get a little bit dicey. For the NHL, in my opinion, for the Olympics, right now you'd have to make Canada the favorite for the Olympics, considering the United States injuries. Now there's something, real. I'd like to see Sabrango with Kulikov. Yeah, that could very well be our bottom pair next year. I think they're going to continue to give Sabrango opportunities for sure. So, all right, everybody, I got to roll. I got to get to the grocery store in the rain. That's my most favorite thing to do. I am going to enjoy a night off tonight. Appreciate all of the support, all the super chats. Much, much love. I'm going to have a schedule coming out here. We got a busy day, especially on Black Friday. Got a lot of content, a lot of streaming coming. Schwint looked good, Rosado, until he got hurt, for sure. His face-off percentage wasn't spectacular. Where was his face-off percentage? But, he's a young guy. really sucks that he got hurt that way, because it was giving him a good opportunity to get some development in. Yeah, face-off percentage was 41.5. So, but he had the 2 goals. So I can't wait to get some of these guys back. So everybody have a great rest of the day. And if the Panthers trade for Hagee, I'll go live. But other than that, I got groceries and business to tend to around here. Got to get this room ready for some new stuff. So appreciate all of the support. Go enjoy the rest of your day.